Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be back here with you with Pink and Mean. It is a long time no see, but I do have to give a shout out to Donna. You guys know Demo Donna. Um, she very patiently and lovingly swapped days around with me. So definitely keep an eye out for her later on this week because normally I'm Tuesday, Thursday. So she knows she has Monday, Wednesday, Friday open, and then I switched it up on her. So if we see her tomorrow or Friday, go show her some love. Um, so yeah, I saw some familiar faces over in the Cardmaker Success Summit kickoff party live. I saw Michelle there, I saw Virginia there. I popped over to show some support for Michelle and Pink and Maine. But it was really nice seeing so many friendly faces there. So yeah, I do see Lisa checking in. I saw Virginia over here too. Miss Connie's here. Um, let's see, that was me. Mom's here, Maria's here, Mary, Shanna's here, Miss Barbara's here, Melissa, Kathleen, Kim's here, Annette. Um, let's see, I'm pretty sure I got Miss Mary. Lynn's checking in from Arizona. Don is here. Raquel's checking in with us. Oh, Cheryl's checking in from Sydney, Australia. That's exciting. And Helen's checking in from Pittsburgh. That's actually why I'm on today instead of tomorrow. I will be driving also to close to Pittsburgh, Helen. I see Lynn checking in from North Carolina, and Allie's here. Great group. Eventually, sadly, friends, we're going to get to the point where I can't list everybody. It'll be bittersweet, right? Because there'll be so many of us. It'll be so exciting. Um, but that's why I do it now while I can. So Katie's checking in from Texas. Jeanette's here checking in. Oh yeah, what time is it in Australia? It's already definitely tomorrow. I know that. Okay, so I gave you an option yesterday and everybody voted to play with the foil of the month. And I'm going to be honest, I hadn't really taken a good look at the foil of the month when I asked that. So this is the foil of the month. It's very fall. It's very different. It's not something I would naturally have gravitated towards. And I'm just being honest. But sometimes I think that that's makes for an even better live because then we're going to figure out together how to play around with this. Because that's just how it goes, right? So it is super pretty. It's just the colors are, I guess, different. In my mind, I would like lean more of like gold versus silver, but I think it's going to really pop. And so I thought there's no way for me to know unless I experiment. So I have a bunch of things here. We're going to play around. We're going to make a couple panels, whichever one we like the best. We'll put a sentiment on and turn it into a card, maybe even with a card base. We'll see. Oh yeah, Cheryl said it's 10:30 in Australia. Crazy. Bernadine's checking in from DC. Um, let's see. Miss Sissy Sue is here. I saw her checking in over at the Cardmaker Success Summit 2 live. And Lynn said she just got her foil in today. Perfect. Yeah, it's a very fall. That is for sure. And I love fall. So we're gonna make this fun and exciting. So these are the other items that come in the foilable kit. It's the foil and then these two. So you get the leafy branches, and that comes with the black design on white background, and it also comes with the black background. And then this is the Autumn Splendor foilable sheet. So these are the big guys. And we get four designs, and you get the like black background, white background for each. So we have these chunky leaves that I think we're going to use tonight. We have these beautiful pumpkins, which I love, but I'm saving all of these for bright orange foil. You can't tell me anything different on that one. Sorry. Okay. And these are all big enough that you can get two A2 size panels, or you can get two slimline panels. And then obviously you could also do mini slimline. So we get this finer detailed leaf. So I think we're going to do these versus these so that we can really see like detail with this new foil and like bold design with that with the new foil. And then the last one is super adorable, and it kind of makes me want to try like foil piecing. We try that a little bit, or maybe this one needs an ombre, but I love these acorns with the leaves, and we have that in the positive and the negative. So Melissa, I am going to be live with a Q&A for Cardmaker Success Summit on Saturday on YouTube. And you don't have to be part of the summit to watch the Q&A. So I'm going to be live at 11 a.m. over on their YouTube channel. It's also on their Facebook, but you can just watch it on YouTube. You can't see the class if you don't sign up for that free ticket, but you can still come hang out with me live. Anybody can come do that. There's Caitlin. I'm right here. You mean like in the world? Misty's here checking in. Yeah, Leslie, the acorn and leaves is like tricky. I have them. Where's my ombre set? These are all my, I just feel like it needs to be ombre, but also I think paper piecing a little bit and like making my own ombre. Like I kind of want to do the like tie-dye blue-green with like some of the brown, or maybe even the brown tie-dye would be pretty all the way across. But it would be a lot of work, right? And I'm not sure of the work versus benefit, but I would love to cut apart that brown like wood grain foil that we have, and then a green, and like not necessarily each individual thing, but like kind of break them up and make my own. But we can do that maybe next week. That sounds like a lot for tonight. We already have a lot going on. Let's see. And I actually should have checked, but I'm not positive. I know Michelle's doing a demo live for the Cardmaker Success Summit too. And I think you can watch that on their YouTube channel too without taking the class. Let's see. Stamp Me Some Love, I think is the name of her channel. Sorry, not me just like on here looking up her stuff. Sponsors. Okay, so Michelle is scheduled for 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Okay, so if you want to go hang out with Michelle and support her tomorrow night, 8/8, right, August 8th at 7 p.m., you can go to Stamp Me Some Love. That's her YouTube channel. You don't have to have a ticket. You can just go and be in her live on YouTube and love on her and support her and tell her how much you love Pink and Main, because everybody needs that. And then you can come hang out with me in the same place on Saturday at 11 from my hotel room in Pittsburgh. Okay, sorry. So the supporting cast that I brought out for this live, I believe that's 7 is Eastern, because it automatically, YouTube automatically tells you the time it's going to go for your time zone. So I'm in Eastern, so it's 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and 11 a.m. Eastern on Saturday for me. So Stamp Me Some Love is the channel name. These are the supporting characters. Sorry. So I have the Ombre Set 1 foilables, and I want to try it with this kind of orangey gold to yellow. And then I also grabbed the Fall Ombre, and I want to try this like really dark, almost purple to orange, orangey red. And for whichever one we decide we love, I was thinking one of these fun cut-ups. Like I'm really feeling, and this can be religious faith, it can just be hope and determination type of faith. So I really like to let your faith be bigger than your fear. I just thought that would be really pretty just to have. So that's the sentiment we're going to pop onto whatever we decide we love, and we can leave it black. Oh, and we're going to ink blend too. So we could also ink blend that to match. And then I have some of the shattered red as backup, because I thought the red with the red and orange might work. And then I did, in fact, forget to grab my construction ink though, because we're going to do a little ink blending. Helen, my dad and my stepmom actually live about 40 minutes south of Pittsburgh, right on the, is it the Monongahela River? Is that the name? I could be wrong. They live in Menneson, PA. So we'll be visiting there. All right, let's turn on our link. That would be important, huh? We're going to set her to 3. She will beep when she's ready for us. We can start trimming down some panels. Yeah, the Monongahela River. All right, we're going to feed our foil through my little wire trimmer this way. And we will cut this at 4.5, just so I have a little buffer. I think we're going to start with 2. Oh, Diane said she was just in Pittsburgh in July for a visit. That's nice. Okay, so now I have to decide. I think I'm gonna go white backgrounds for both. No, we're gonna do white background for the bigger one so I can ink blend it. And we're gonna try, because this foil is pretty light with the silver, we're gonna try the detail on black. Our ink is already heated up, but we got to trim these guys down. And then we'll do the reverse one on each of our ombres just to see how that looks. So we'll have one with the colorful foil on black, one with our colorful foil on ink blended, and then 2 different ombres to see how that looks. And I can't imagine it will go super fast, but if it does, I did grab, Lisa had a request to see the wrapper colored on our berry cupcake. And if I can't do it tonight, we'll do it next week when we're doing sneak peeks. Okay, so we need to, actually, let's run our detailed one through first. And then while that cools down, we can ink blend our second one. Donna said her daughter lives in Pittsburgh and she's just a couple hours north. This is good to know because I feel like nobody lives in Delaware. So I love knowing where all our peeps are. And I'm sorry, I don't think I'm going to make it to Australia anytime soon. You lost me. Hello? That's so weird. I don't know why it did that. I'm still here. Yeah, you can hear me because I hook my headphones now up to the computer. So it's like part of the camera and the computer, separate from the phone. So silly, but okay. Um, we can't see you. Disappeared. Oh, you guys are so cute. Sorry it took me a second to see all that, but I'm back, right? You can see me now. Um, all right, so Missy said she's in San Diego. Oh, good. Lynn said I'm back. All right, I have my cutest ever in the whole world pink and Maine brush. So we're gonna, can you hear it? We're gonna dust off our panel. We're going to dust off our oil. We'll just go ahead and do both pretty sides down. We're going to pop that into our you guys know, you know what it is. Our transfer sheet, that's not the right word, carrier sheet. There we go. We're going to let that get picked up on its own. But yeah, so we're going to, we usually go in July. It got pushed back to August. We will be going to Pittsburgh to celebrate all of the July birthdays. So my birthday, my dad's birthday, and then Alex, who just turned 10, all of our birthdays are in July. So we're going to go have super fun consolidated birthday party and Halloween shopping, obviously. Because like they have at-home stores. I don't know if you guys have those where you live. We don't in Delaware, but they have a huge at-home store. And we love going there to look at Halloween stuff. The five of us can walk around for literally like 2 hours, 3 hours. I said five just because I know she's watching, not because I wasn't counting my stepmother, who I love so much, but because I'm used to my youngest still not actually like walking around. In my head, she is still a baby when we do that. And it's not fair because she is 7. That's where my head's at tonight. All right, so we're going to ink blend this, like I said. And to do that, I'm going to grab a blending brush. I'm going to grab a full stick Post-it. And I'm going to grab a piece of printer paper that just spit glitter at me. And I'm going to try my hardest to not get my oily fingerprints on this panel. So that's what the full stick Post-it note is for. Look, there she goes laughing in the comments. So I am going to start with my construction ink, blending from the paper over. This paper that the toner is printed on, it has that little bit of like slip to it. So it is much more forgiving blending wise and layering. You can really like build up the color on this. And you can always ink blend with dye inks on your foiling sheets. You just want to ink it up before you foil it. And we've played around with this before. You could ombre blend. I figured since we were using ombre toner sheets, we didn't need double ombre. And the foil already has the 3 colors. But if you, depending on what you're working with and what you need, I also think that that thinner one that we used already would be beautiful with a white background, not even foiled, but like just with a beautiful ombre with that super fine detailed leaves would be so pretty. Not that I don't want to fully support and encourage you to foil, but see, and using that full stick Post-it note, I was able to avoid our those fingerprints. All right, you go back under there, over here. Let's get you prepped. We still want to dust this off. Good, and now ink transferred to my brush. We want to dust off our foil. This one to the side. Yep, Helen, you always want to ink first and then foil. I did try the other way around last fall, and we learned for sure that that is the way to go. You can foil over the ink, but it changes. Oh, yeah, you can foil over the ink. Yes, sorry. You shouldn't do it the other way because it can pick up any little like that friction on the foil isn't great and it tints the foil. And when you go to wipe it off, it like doesn't always come off right. So, Allie, I haven't tried oxides. I would assume because that leaves more of a coating, it may affect the foil. So I just haven't even tried it. I've been sticking with just dye inks. So if anyone in the comments, anyone watching has used oxides, let us know. And if not, if we don't have an answer, we can try that in a little bit too. So we're gonna peel our leaves. Interesting. I had some pieces not transfer. That's really fun though. That's pretty fun. I love the detail in that, even with little bits here and there, right? You can see like on this leaf, it didn't all pick up, which is interesting. I wonder why it did that. Because I dusted it pretty good. Still very pretty. And I think because it's more delicate, like it doesn't, kind of doesn't matter as much. All right, so we can do that purple to orange, or we can do, I kind of like the yellow gold for this one. Antiqued, yeah. Yeah, that it's missing little bits, so it's antique. I like that. It's shabby chic, if you will. Yeah, Lisa said the yellow too. Allie too. Perfect. Agreed. Yeah, I love a shabby chic moment. All right, so now we're gonna peel this big guy. Oh yeah, so that other one must have just been a fluke because this foiled perfectly. And that's just so different. It's so bold. I think that the yellow and orange is kind of cool because it picks up that little bit of like yellow that's in that foil. The shine is just crazy. So fun. All right, so then this big one now, in theory, we're going to put on this darker one. Hopefully we like it. Oh yeah, I think the colors show through way better with that. That one, that definitely seems like the right one. Go team. So I knew the foiling part was going to go pretty quick. So we can definitely play with coloring those larger spaces tonight too. Yeah, I just think the fall leaves is so fun. And I think it's a very different texture from anything I've like use. The look of it is just different. I do think my personal style is going to lean more to it on the yellow as like an accent more than like the main feature. But I feel like that's how I am with foil in general. So I think that's more just me and foil. All right, so let's peel this. Yeah, see, I really like that, where it's just like that extra little like shimmer dainty, and it kind of lets all that color through, which is funny because now these are kind of like they're related, but they're not. Yeah, so far this one's my favorite. This one might be the one we turn into a card. And there, we used up almost all of that foil, so that's nice. Now we're going to waste on our watch. All right, and then let's peel this big guy. Yeah, and that foiled again perfectly. That's fun too, though. I really like the bold leaves coming through that design. That's so funny. I do really like both of these better, and that's my opinion. I should have voted. Again, that's just my style. There is no right or wrong, obviously. We just like to experiment here. All right, so these are the ones that we started with. I'll zoom in. Okay, and then these are our reverse images. What do you guys think? They're pretty cool. They're so different, which is the fun part, right? Like so fast, but so different. Yeah, I still think these two are my favorite, the reverse ones. So yeah, now we have those. I do still want to do this. So I don't think that I love it with the black. I'm not sure that the red is going to be the look I'm going for either. I was a solid oil in this house, where would I be? Because you would think the answer would be with all the other foil, Caitlin. But if you know me, you know that, of course, that cannot be the answer. I have the pattern foils, I have the ombre foils. What did I do with the solid? There they are, hiding with last month's release. Oh my God, if you guys could have seen the box, the way my stuff came. Oh, I kind of think that like the holographic gold could be really fun for our letters. And I'm also thinking maybe finding like a distress ink that's closer to this color for our background, and then having like the gold top. Let's see what else we have in our solid mix. There is an orange instead of laundry. What a great account name. Oh my God, I love that. Like card making instead of laundry, YouTube instead of laundry. I love that. I see Tiffany is checking in. I saw Miss Sherry jump in. Shelly's here too. I'm sure I missed some people. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm really good at collecting foil. Yep, it tends to be the easier thing to do. I do kind of also like this one, that like bronze with that. That's also very pretty. Are you the same? You're the same. So we'll keep the smaller one to the side. It's a no. Green, no. Red. That red is definitely no. Actually, that red could be kind of cool for like super fall. Oh, I like that red better than the bright red. All right, we might have a vote off. We might have to pick between this deeper, that cherry red, I think that's what it's called, or the like bronze, solid bronze color. Gold's out of the running for me. All right, we have Lisa voting for bronze. That's the cherry red. Let me put them side by side. And remember, this is for our sentiment. Are we going, is your faith, let your faith be bigger than your fear? Are we doing that in the bronze or the cherry red? We got one for each so far. And that says bronze. Leslie says we're still tied. We got 2 and 2. Susan saying bronze. Oh, cherry red, cherry, red, bronze, cherry. I think the cherries. Yeah, I think the cherries are winning, guys. Trying to think if I think the bronze would look cool on these other ones. Yeah, let's do one of each, and maybe we'll do this one too, because bronze could look cool on this and pop. And that way everyone can be happy. Something for everyone. Because we know we have multiple foil cuts. What are they? Cut-ups. That's what they are. And here. Where did you go? Oh. These are all like rainbow themed, but I really liked the sending cheer, and I really liked that one. Their faith be bigger than your faith. Oh no, I dropped a star. I'm such a mom. What? Something for everyone? Being the peacemaker? You can tell I have 2 daughters with very different styles, huh? I'm used to trying to find a common ground. All right, let's trim. You don't need a lot for these. Sorry, just hit you with the. No, that was so silly. I don't even know how that happened. Right, let your feet be bigger than your fear. Those. Everyone gets rolled back up in my attempt to keep things somewhat tidy. We can all laugh at the fact that I even admit that I'm trying. This is real life. If you have an organized craft room, you are my hero. And if you do not, I see you. I see you and I hear you. It's okay. All right, these I think we can center together. And we never turned off our ink either, so that's good. Oh, you know what we should do is still dust them though. Hey, Darcel, checking in. You're good. You made it for the vote, so I think that you're good. I think that officially makes you not late. I think that's how that works. Just me dusting the back of it. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's put these up here. Okay, and I have them both upside down again so I can see but nothing slides. Got something all over that. It might be embossing powder. What do I have on this desk? It's probably this from yesterday. It looks yellow. Whatever. I'll hold it up so you guys can see it. I'm pretty sure it's embossing powder. Can you see all that? It's like barely yellow. Pretty sure that's embossing powder that I just melted into my carrier sheet. It's fine. Everything here is fine. Let's bring out our bestie from yesterday. Well, let's bring out both the brownstone and the wildflower, and we can see which one we like better. Oh, they're so happy grandkids. So good. Summertime is like the best. Susan said, an organized craft room would take the fun out of it. I love finding stuff, right? It's like little gifts, like little surprise gifts that past you left for future you. Better. We're gonna have to trim these down a little bit. This brown's a weird size. Let's see. Oh, that has a very pretty flash to it. Right? Let your faith be bigger than your fear. Pretty, pretty. Oh, that one had a little boo-boo on the R. That's okay. So you guys can see. There's that one little spot right on the R, but I don't think anybody would be mad about it. I kind of like the cherry on the darker one and the bronze on the lighter one. What do you guys think? I think that looks nice. I don't know. This might need a white background to balance out that. And I'm thinking about maybe adding a little color to the background, but I guess technically we should have done that first. I don't know. I don't mind the white on this one as much, but the white on this one feels like it's too bright. Let me get some white cardstock. Yeah, the swap. That's so funny. I was 100% with the cherry people. And that's why it is good to try some things out. And if you can, go ahead and make both. And then you can see what you think. Yeah, see, I like that with the white mat. Love that. That one I think is good to go. Let's compare and see wildflower versus white. See, I think that looks weird. I like it with the orange. And then I really don't mind the white kind of making that pop. I think we found it, friends. I think we found our combo. All right, let's grab our foam tape for those sentiments and our counterfeit glue. Maybe I'll put in my order tonight so when I get back on Sunday, my husband will be here. all weekend. So he's my package bringer-inner. Although our neighborhood so far has been really good. We haven't had to deal with any porch pirates or anything like that. I just remembered. Volley told me at Simon Says Create that I'm not supposed to use liquid glue on the foilable sheets. Well, maybe that's not the reverse ones. She said that on these ones, like the thinner white ones that just have the pattern, that you can see the glue. I can't see. I think it's Volley. If you watch this, you clarify for me, okay? Let's pop some foam tape on the back. And then I don't know if we can color the whole cupcake, but we can definitely color the wrapper for sure, which seemed to be where the question was, right, Lisa? Like coloring a bigger area. So I'm just using a T ruler to shift this a little bit before I like fully commit and press down. Looks pretty straight. And I do think these would be really pretty too, with like some sequins, maybe some confetti, some rhinestones even. We haven't used the embossed dot stickers in like a while over here. Okay. And foam. Yep. Perfect. All right. So those are our fun 2 foiled cards with our new card kit and some well-loved toner sheets. I should never send those things out to the universe. What did I say? Oh, I don't even remember. What did I say? Oh, porch pirates. Great, don't even wish them. All right, so that is those. Now let's color a cupcake, shall we? Yeah, these are definitely fun. I really, really love, and these are the other 2 panels too. Love where we went with that. Just imagine that I put them on card bases, okay? Lisa said her foils are getting there next week. Yeah, everybody that has their foils or they're coming next week. Very excited to see what you guys do. If you post them, make sure you're tagging Pink and Mean, and or you can always tag or DM them to me. I always love to see what you guys are up to. All of Pink and Mean socials and my socials are in the description for you. Okay. All right, so let's trim out, let's cut down, I should say, some Copic Expressive. Lisa's question was specifically for Copics, so I will be using those for this, but we are learning and dabbling in our Olos. All right, and her question was about coloring these larger areas. And what I will tell you is I find any opportunity to limit a larger area whenever possible. So I will not be treating this section as if it is one giant wrapper. We're going to be adding our own shadows here and there to break this up a little bit. That was a pretty good stamping. Okay, yeah, they'll be there everywhere, I'm sure. Such a shame. Someone's pretty much always home at my house, though. So that's nice. And that quickly, I already lost the packet that this was in. On the other side with my oil sheets. Okay, let's angle in. That. All right, so yeah, if you're looking at this whole space and this seems really big compared to whatever you're coloring with, let's do some, what do I know will be a pretty blend? Let's do some blues. Maybe I'll color a lot of things blue together. Let's go like bold with it too. Go B20s. And also, this is a great time to pull in a fourth color. So those are the two things I'm going to say. We're going to add in our extra shadows, maybe a little more than you would think. And we're going to bring in a fourth color. Okay, so the artist drawn line tells us that there's already a built-in kind of curved shadow right here, right? We have those two little lines. So we're going to let those be our guide on this side. And we're going to emphasize that. And we could even go darker than this for our dark if we wanted to. This is that B. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. This is not as dark as I thought. Let's grab B28, which is supposed to be our darkest. Yeah, there we go. So pretend I was using B28 from the start. And we're going to extend those lines all the way down. Okay, under our cupcake would also have a shadow, but we want them to curve and follow the lines of that cupcake because the shadow would kind of bend with that little ruffled edge it has, scalloped edge. Okay, and we can always pull this out. I'm not going to pull that top one out because I want it to look like it's the light shining from above, and so it's curving that way and kind of creating that little lip. Okay, and the bottom, because of this bow, would also naturally have, so you can see my shadows getting bigger as I'm going further down. We're also going to add a good bit of shadow under this bow and under the little like ribbony pieces at the bottom, the little tails. Okay, and then I'm not going to pull this, actually I am. What I'm not going to do is create a curved reflection kind of thing on this side, but we are going to pull in some shadow there because this is a cylinder. And so it would have, I'm not going to do as much. This is going to be a thinner, and we might as well just fill in that little bit. So our left-hand side touches the edge and it's a thinner shadow, where our right-hand side is definitely more dramatic, but we left that little bit of highlight on the edge and we're pulling that color under the bow. So you can see we already took a good chunk of the coloring out of the way. So now I'm going to move to my second shade, that 26. And I'm going to start at this edge where that 28 was. So I'm fully overlapping and pulling this out to encourage those markers to blend. And I'm going to pull those scallops down as well. And at this time, I can also start to kind of fill that in. It doesn't have to stay curved. And the longer you let your marker sit on the paper, the more ink and alcohol is going to flow into your paper, the more it's going to move those colors around. So when we're trying to add texture like we did on our pumpkins, it's quick little strokes, right? Quick little flicks. So we're getting precise placement. When I'm trying to get this bold blend, I'm letting my marker hang out on my paper longer so it can do its job and start kind of shifting around. Write this down. Okay. Then we're going to go to 24. And same thing. I don't need to come all the way to the edge, but where I am going to overlap it from where that 26 was. And sometimes we have to go over it, right? There we can see where you still have like harsh lines, right? One pass isn't enough, but that's okay. We can also work back into that color or pull it towards the middle. And sometimes working both, like working your marker in both directions helps get that nicer blend. And I'm just leaving the very center open for our lightest shade. And honestly, if you didn't want to do a fourth or you didn't have a fourth in your blend, you could just fill this in. But I just want to show you how much contrast you can get with that fourth color in these bigger spaces. I'm also going to go in and take a little sliver out of this highlight. Like that. And you can see how we got all of those harsh edges to fade away. Okay, and then 23 is our lightest shade. It's not doing what I want it to do. I'll switch it. What does BO2 look like? Yeah, that's better. We're switching it up. We're going BO2. Pulling from that center section out a little bit. And you're like, well, that's just like a little puny square at the bottom. But if you color into it and then also color out of it, you can break up those edges. Just like that. And then fill in this little edge there. If you're worried too, you can always run a little over your medium and light. You don't want to do it too far out because the extra alcohol will start to kind of like crumble up your, I'll show you over here, your color. Right, this is my, why do I keep grabbing that one? This is my darkest. We'll let that dry for a minute and then I'll go over it with the lightest and you'll see. But you can see like we put down a good bit of color to get that blend. But there's no, what's the word I want? There's no bleeding. There's no like running. I think it looks pretty cool. Well, now I'm looking as it's drying. This one has like a little something, and that's okay too. We can go right in and smooth that out. As long as we're not now putting in so much ink that we're, flooding that paper, we can keep kind of adjusting that too. All right, so we have that darker ink on here. If I'm going to go in with something really light so you can really see it. If we go in with a B00, right, super, super pale, and we start coloring right on top, it's going to push that ink around. That because it's a lighter color, the color itself isn't actually much lighter. It's just that it has more colorless blender and more alcohol in it. So that's gonna move and disperse that ink. You can see we went all the way through the paper. Oh yeah, and Leslie was saying you can use embossing powder on your stamp. I do think that you have to be careful with that. I haven't had any issues, but other people have said it can technically mess up your nibs. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but it gives like a speckly look. It's not smooth. So if you take your lightest shade all the way out here to blend, it could get speckly and dotty. It's not gonna look like a smooth blend either. So that's why it's easier to kind of overlap just with the colors that are next to it. I do use my colorless blender. I have it right here. And I'll show you too the difference of what that looks like. So this is just straight blender. And so you can see the difference if you scrub over it. Right, the BO2 disperse that ink, but the colorless blender really pushes it and gets it moving, and our paper is very saturated. But I usually use my colorless blender on like if I need my COs and my NOs, my W00, if I need those to just look like they're not just stopping, like if I'm coloring a cloud and I just have the tiniest bit of this on the inside circle, but then I have like there is some space, I'll pop colorless blender in there just to make sure that it fully blends into nothing, into the white of the paper. So yeah, if you go too light over the dark, and especially a lot of it, it will cause some blending issues and it can make like almost like a grainy look. So yeah, now I'll be able to finish this card and make a blog post card for next week. So thank you for that, Lisa, inspiring me to get some stuff done. And that brings us pretty close to our hour mark. So we made some really fun cards. We talked about some coloring, big spaces. I will be back on Tuesday next week with sneak peeks. It's going to be good. So cute. So much fun fall. And next week we'll be back to normal Tuesday, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You can come hang out with Michelle tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern on Stamp Me Some Love YouTube channel. And you can come hang out with me Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on the Stamp Me Some Love channel for a Q&A. And you can sign up for a free ticket to the Card Maker Success Summit if you want still too. Even once it starts, you can sign up for a free ticket. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all of this. It seems like you did. I love that you guys loved all of these tips. I will keep that in mind for future to do some more in-depth coloring stuff with you guys with both the Olos and the Copics. We can do even some side-by-side comparisons. Thank you, Barbara. I will have a great trip. I hope you guys have a great and safe weekend. I hope everyone is staying safe with this crazy weather we're having. And I will see you guys back here next week on Tuesday. Get excited for sneak peeks. And until next time, guys, thank you for coming to hang out with me and happy crafting. Have a good night.